You are standing in the rain. It is always raining in Hereford. You are staring at a clock tower that doesn't tick for you yet. You aren't here because you want to be a hero. Heroes are for recruitment posters and cinema screens. You are here because you have a hole in your life that only high-intensity friction can fill. You hand over your documents. You leave your name at the gate. From this moment, you are a number in a system that is designed to break you. It isn't personal. It's clinical. The SAS isn't a club. It's a filter. You're just the liquid trying to pass through. You think you're special. By the end of this, you'll realize that being special just means being a more reliable tool than the man standing next to you. Level 1. Selection. You start at level 1. In the world of tech, they'd call you a script kiddie. You have the gear, you have the boots, and you have the ambition, but you have no idea how the machine actually works. You are relying on the scripts your instructors gave you. Pack your bag this way. Walk this fast. Breathe like this. You are on the Brecon Beacons. The hills. It's a simple math problem. Weight plus distance plus time. You carry 60 pounds of dead weight on your back. Your feet aren't skin and bone anymore. They are a map of blisters and burst capillaries. You don't think about the queen. You don't think about the flag. You think about the next 3 inches of mud in front of your face. This is the script kiddie phase because you aren't an artist yet. You are just trying to see if you can run the program without crashing. Most people crash. Their knees give out or their minds find a logical reason to stop. I don't need this, they tell themselves. That is the first lie. The truth is, the system rejected them because their code was buggy. You survive the hills. You survive the cold. You learn that the special in special air service doesn't mean you're a genius. It means you're someone who can do the boring, painful things for longer than anyone else. You get the beret. It's just a piece of felt. But now the real corruption begins. Level 2, the operator. Level 2 is the freelancer stage. You've passed the test. You're in a Sabre squadron. Now you start to see how the world really works. You aren't training in the woods anymore. You're in a city you can't pronounce, watching a house through a thermal lens. The adrenaline of the rush wears off quickly. You realize that 99% of your job is waiting. You sit in your own filth in a crawl space for 48 hours just to confirm that a man walked through a door. It's gritty. It's unwashed. It's boring. You start to develop the operator's logic. You see a lock and you don't see a security device. You see a flaw. You see a person and you don't see a human being with a family. You see a target set. You begin to rationalize. You tell yourself that the world is a dark place and you are the one holding the candle. But really you're just enjoying the power of knowing things others don't. You're freelancing with your morality. You do things that would put a civilian in prison for life, but you have a get-out-of-jail-free card signed by the government. You feel like a ghost in the machine. You can enter a room, change the course of a country's history, and leave before the tea is cold. It's an addiction. You lose touch with your old friends. They talk about football and mortgages. You talk about muzzle velocity and egress routes. The isolation feels like freedom. Level 3, the specialist. You move to level 3. You aren't just an operator anymore, you're a specialist. You've picked a niche. Maybe it's counterterrorism. Maybe it's signals intelligence. Maybe you're the guy who builds the bombs instead of just planting them. In the hacking world, this is the deep technical phase. You aren't using someone else's tools anymore. You're writing your own. You spend months in the house, the killing room. You practice the same entry 10,000 times. You want the bullet to go exactly where your eye looks, every single time without thinking. This is where the obsession takes over. You become a perfectionist of violence. You look at a building and you see the structural weaknesses. You look at a crowd and you see the kill zones. You are no longer a person. You are a highly optimized piece of software. The clinical nature of the work settles in. You don't feel anger toward the enemy. You don't feel joy in the win. You only feel a cold, professional satisfaction when the math works out. The target is neutralized. The data is retrieved. The mission is a green cell on a spreadsheet. But the cost is starting to show. You haven't slept without a weapon within reach in 3 years. Your real life is a ghost story. You are a specialist in a world that doesn't exist to the people you're protecting. Level 4, the organization. You've been promoted. You're planning the missions now. You've moved from the keyboard to the server room. You see the organization. You realize that you aren't a warrior monk. You are a line of code in a massive, cynical geopolitical program. You see the market dynamics. Why are we in this country? Because of a trade deal. Why are we targeting this man? Because he's bad for a certain bank's bottom line. The Hollywood image of the SAS is completely dead now. You see the unpatched servers of international diplomacy. You see the human error at the highest levels of government. You see that intelligence is often just a series of guesses made by people in expensive suits who have never been shot at. You start to view human lives as abstractions. A collateral damage estimate. A high-value target. You are managing the lateral movement of an army across a continent. It's cold. It's immoral. You tell yourself the insurance argument, if I don't do this, someone worse will. Or, the system needs this to stay stable. You are a professional. You are disciplined. You are paranoid. You check your back every time you walk through a door, not because of the enemy but because you know how easy it is for the organization to delete a file that is no longer useful. Level 5, the ghost. The end of the line. You've survived. Most don't, not because they die but because they break or they leave. You are a ghost. You walk out of the gate at Hereford for the last time. You have your name back but it doesn't fit right. You look at your hands. They are steady but they feel heavy. You've spent decades learning how to break into the world's most secure places, how to obfuscate your existence and how to delete threats. The irony is haunting. You spent your life fighting terror, or instability, but you realize you were just part of the cycle. The Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. The tactics you perfected are now being used by the people you fought. The world isn't safer, it's just more tired. You sit in a normal cafe. You see the people around you. They are worried about their Wi-Fi passwords and their coffee being too cold. You feel a quiet sense of regret, not for what you did but for what you lost. You are a master of a secret world, but you are a stranger in the real one. You realize the final truth. The most dangerous thing wasn't the enemy's bullet or the zero-day exploit. It was the clinical noir of your own soul. You turned yourself into a machine to survive the secret world, and now you have to figure out how to be a human again. You've survived level 1 to 100. But the game never really ends. It just changes format.